Hello students, this is your course on content marketing. In this video on measuring content marketing performance, we are going to talk about cost per lead as a metric. Let's begin by understanding what exactly cost per lead is. Using cost per lead as a KPI for measuring content marketing performance is an output centric approach because essentially what you're measuring is not the quality of content anymore. What you're measuring is how much potent, how much powerful your content is at generating leads. With this metric, a campaign is checked, the total budget invested and the number of leads generated from it over a given period of time. So, what you are now shifting your focus to with this metric is the output, the end result. And while a lot of other metrics are also doing that, like traffic is an output or a symptom, bounce rate is an output or a symptom, they are very much dependent on the quality of content. But cost per lead is such a metric which, despite the fact that the content available on the website is high quality, could still remain low for some period of time and is something that has to be cultivated slowly by trying different content marketing strategies. Therefore, cost per lead does not really reflect on content quality as a whole. It reflects on the content marketing strategy as a whole. How much of a social proof exists, how popular the content is, how much trending topics are covered, how much of relevance the customer is finding on the website, and ultimately, does the customer and the company see a fit happening in the future wherein value can be derived at affordable or fair prices. Now, here's an example for you to understand how cost per lead is calculated. Let's say you design content for an ad group. You have two different types of ad copies created and two different types of landing pages created. So, within one campaign, you have two different ads running. Ad number one, for ad number one, you have a $300 total spend budget. And with that $300, you are able to achieve 600 clicks. Quite successful. Out of these 600 clicks, you are able to achieve 2% conversion on landing page, which means when a customer is arriving on the landing page, there is a call to action, which could be registration, which could be subscription, which could be download, in lieu of the contact information. And of the 600 clicks that are happening, meaning 600 unique visitors who are arriving on the landing page, only 2% are actually submitting their information and then accessing the remaining value from the landing page. Therefore, out of these 600 clicks that are generated from ad 1, only 12 leads are generated. But the cost that is spent on generating these 600 clicks is $300. So that divided by 12 becomes $25 cost per lead. If you compare this with ad number 2 within the same group, with the same kind of investment of $300 and same kind of clicks generated, it's possible that the landing page copy is more attractive and landing page copy is more relevant or meaningful to the customer because landing page 2 is able to generate a 5% conversion rate. It is also possible that the unique visitor group arriving in this particular scenario had more relevant needs, had more urgent needs, and were also more forgiving, more freely sharing their information. So, this particular landing page performs better, and you land up getting 5% conversion rate. So, out of 600 unique visitors, 30 leads are generated. Now, the ad was invested in at the same amount. So $300 were invested for ad 2 as was for ad 1. Just because the landing page performance changed, just because the number of leads captured changed, suddenly the cost per lead comes down to 300 divided by 30, which is $10 per lead. So from these scenarios, it is obvious that scenario 2 is more favorable for any company, where by spending less, they are able to get more number of leads which means that within the same budget they can have more customer interaction opportunities and more chances for subsequent conversion. And so which company won't want that? And therefore this is something of a chance, and this is something that depends on customer reaction to content quality, content presentation, and the need or a relevance match that can vary from time to time. So, as a metric, it's a very aggressive KPI to measure, and it puts a lot of pressure on the content creatives, and the effect can be felt on in the overall content marketing environment. But ultimately, this is something which is the end goal of content marketing efforts, and therefore, as a whole, the team should be striving towards developing landing pages which can have more conversion or better conversion rate. Now, this is how you can capture cost per lead in your Google Analytics dashboard also. You can measure cost per lead for on-page content. So, for different blog posts or different pages on your website, you can track that how visitors are arriving on those particular pages, and the number of visitors that are arriving on each particular page can be captured. Number of sessions that are happening on each particular page can be captured, and from those number of visitors who are visiting each page, how many are actually submitting their contact information and getting converted into leads by filling a form. In this case, in this example, lead is getting captured by filling of a form and submitting it. So that's the goal which is getting tracked, and the Google dashboard gives you the opportunity to see the absolute number also, and the percentage of leads captured versus the total number of visitors also. And with this, you can then calculate that to get this much traffic on your website, what was the total investment in getting all these sources and listed as your backlink providers, and what was the amount invested in generating these sources and hosting the form, and of course all sorts of softwares which are required for managing your content marketing campaign, and then you divide that by this absolute number of 390 to arrive at your cost per lead for a given time frame. So that's how it is done in the real scenario. That's about cost per lead. Next up, we'll talk about the natural succession and the end goal of your content marketing campaign, which is conversions. Until then, thank you.